everyone, so it's Mariah and Coco, and Coco is wearing one of her new fabulous summer dresses. Look at her, she looks beautiful, stunning. Okay, so today we're going to go over the 3 bridal shops I went to before I went and found my dress at Kleinfeld. She's not gonna button that, I guess she could, but we're just gonna let her kind of be. First store I'm going to talk about today is JLM Boutique, and it is their flagship store that was in West Hollywood. And ever since, oh, Coco's so sleepy. Ever since I got engaged, that was like one of the main stores that I really wanted to visit because it seemed super pretty. They had a lot of Hayley Paige and Lazaro dresses, which at the time I thought was one of my 2 favorite designers. So I was really excited about it. I had 2 of my friends meet me there. And they gave them a lot of champagne before I even got there, and I don't drink, so I didn't drink any, but they said that it was really good, so I guess that's a plus. So the store itself was very tiny. It was probably the size of like just a standard hotel room, like just your standard, you know, Marriott room, Holiday Inn Express room, like nothing, like just a like tiny little store, like kind of like a little grocery store. It was very small. There was not a lot of dresses like out on the floor, so that was kind of disappointing. So it was definitely one of those where you talked to your like associate or sales or person or stylist, I don't know what they're called, and told them like what you wanted, and then they brought you whatever dress they thought would be good for you. So first of all, I'll just call them a stylist. She smelled like weed, like really, really bad. And I don't have a problem if people want to smoke weed. That's their own like business. Like I don't care. But it was like she literally had just gone on a break and then come back and she just like reeked of weed. It was so bad. And onto the next thing, I had to be in like the teeny tiny dressing room. Like the dressing room was probably just again like your standard dressing room in the mall, like a Dillard's or a JCPenney or a Macy's. And so I was in this like tiny little dressing room with this woman who like reeked of weed, and I was just like, okay, because they wouldn't let anybody in there with me. Like they wouldn't let my friends or my mom in there, and like I understand because I guess they don't want them like touching the dresses and stuff. I don't know, it was kind of weird, but whatever. So she had to help me with everything, like all the dressing and stuff, which is the next part that was kind of weird. They were like telling me that I always wear Nike Pros under everything. Like I wore Nike Pros underneath my wedding dress on my wedding day because I just think Nike Pros they're like my comfort clothing object. I don't know. So I wanted to keep mine on, and they're like, no, you need to take everything off. And I'm like, no, like I'm keeping my shorts on. Like this is weird. I want them on. So, and also like that's just kind of disgusting. Like trying on dresses like bare bottom or whatever that everyone else has tried on, like that's just gross to me. So yes, at Kleinfeld I kept my Nike Pros on underneath everything. So yeah, I that was weird. Then she wouldn't like listen to me about any kind of dresses I wanted. I told her I wanted like princess ball gown type dresses. She's like, no, for your body, and I've seen your body, like being all weird about it. And she's like, you need to be wearing mermaid dresses. And I was like, no, I don't want to wear a mermaid dress. Like I want princess dress. And it was just, this is way too long, I feel like, but anyway, it was just like really, really a strange thing. And I didn't even like get to try on I wanted to try on that Hayley Paige dress I tried on at the like Kleinfeld on the show. And I didn't even get to try that on because they wouldn't listen to me. Like they wouldn't like let me try on the dresses I wanted to try on. And then the ones that I liked that were like ball gowny, they were like, no, like those look horrible. Like, no, we're not trying that on. So yeah, it was definitely not a good experience at all. And yeah, so I actually wrote a negative. I went as far as I never write reviews, but I wrote bad reviews on Yelp for them because it was just bad. So the next store that I went to is actually called like Karoza, I don't know how to pronounce it. And this store is in Glendale, California. And I honestly, the only reason I went to the store because I was looking for they don't have like Dillard's and like Macy's and that kind of stuff in LA. Well, I mean, maybe they do, but I couldn't find any. And so I had gone to the like Glendale Galleria and like the Americana there, looking for those kinds of stores. So I was driving and I saw this store and I was like, like I'm gonna go stop there. So I went and it was very nice. Like the girl, there's only one worker and she was super, super nice. There was like actually an array of dresses out on the floor for you to not really choose from, but kind of like tell her, oh, I like this style, I like this style, so she could kind of get a visual idea of what you wanted instead of just her choosing dresses she thinks might look good for you. So that was really nice. The dressing room was really pretty. It was big and it had like a ton of mirrors, like so many mirrors. It was so nice. And my mom got to come in with me. It wasn't weird. She wasn't weird. Like the whole thing was a really, really nice experience. And that's where I saw that Issa Makano dress that I almost bought because it was so beautiful. But yeah, that was a really, if you're in that area and want like more of a low-key experience, that was definitely a really good experience. So the last store that I went to was actually called Moana Me Bridal, and it's in Costa Mesa, California. And it is such a beautiful area. It's right next to the beach. It's so pretty. And I actually went there because Randy was having one of his trunk shows there, and so that's why I decided to go. And he actually didn't have the dress I chose at his trunk show, so I didn't even try it on. Like the first time I tried it on was on the show. So it's kind of funny. I went to his trunk show but didn't try on the dress. So, but yeah, so I did meet him though. He was really nice. But I tried on a few of his other dresses that I really liked, but I didn't fall in love until I went to Kleinfeld. So anyway, but there were so many pretty dresses. The store itself it's huge, and there's just like the floor is beautiful. There's accessories. The stylist who helped me was super nice and helpful. The dressing room was big and beautiful and had like really nice like comfy couches. They had sparkling water if you didn't want champagne. They were very nice and understanding and just helpful. They didn't, like, I kind of felt like at JLM they were like thinking I was wasting their time or something, and so these people didn't make me feel like that at all. They were like very, very nice. And then afterward you got to go straight to the beach, and so that was also very nice. And I wouldn't really say like this place was nicer than Kleinfeld. It's just like probably equal to for the West Coast, because I would say like Kleinfeld and this place are like, they're so different, because Kleinfeld's very, you know, New York City, and it's like, you know, just New Yorky. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just very like Gossip Girl. And the Moana Me was very like, gosh, what was that show called? I can't think. It had Sinead Grimes, 90210. It was like Gossip Girl versus 90210. So they're like equal but different, if that makes sense. So they're both very, very nice though. And I think if you are in Southern California and you're like wanting to get married once all this stuff goes away, I definitely recommend going to Moana Me, because it was just a really, really, really positive experience. So yeah, those are definitely the 3 places that I'm going to review, and I hope that this helps some people, especially if they're in that area, kind of, you know where to go. And I hope that anybody that is getting married gets to go shop for their dress again soon, because that it just is awful not being able to, and I just can't even imagine what brides must be dealing with right now. It's just so makes me sad. So yeah, I hope everyone has a good day. Coco is rocking her little dress. You look stunning. Doesn't she look stunning? She looks just like a beachy Chiweenie. You beachy Chiweenie. Yes. All right, bye.